Music is a big part of my life. It always has been. Ever since I was a kid, I got my first guitar when I was 10, and I pretty much had one ever since. That's all I ever really wanted to do in life, was to be a musician and play guitar, be in bands. Never was able to do it professionally, but on the amateur level, I've been pretty busy with it my entire life. As a teenager, I started hanging with the wrong crowd, got into drinking, and that evolved into smoking pot, taking drugs, and eventually even as far as shooting heroin. So my teenage years were about getting high. That was what I lived for, that's what I worked for, and the higher I got, the higher I wanted to get, sadly enough. It cost me everything eventually in the end. I was married, and through all my addictions and my lifestyle that I was leading, I lost my family and got divorced, and everything went down the toilet. My life was a train wreck. One night I was overdoing it with cocaine, and I laid down in bed, and I just felt like I was dying. Everything was crashing in, and the room got dark, and I thought that was it. I was done, and I didn't know what else to do. So I cried out and said, God, I can't do this anymore. I need you to take control of my life, because I've wrecked it. I can't be in control of this anymore. I need you to help me, please help me. About 2 weeks later, I went to AA, and I started getting on the right path. I met some people that supported me and helped me to realize that I was powerless over alcohol and drugs, and eventually got sober. So it was only by God's grace and His power that I was allowed to do that, to have the strength to stay that way. Things weren't rosy. I mean, I was still playing in bands and still trying to pursue the music. You know, I went on a blind date and I met a girl. Her name is Judy. And when I seen her for the first time, I saw something in her eyes and her smile that I just didn't know where she got that, but I knew one thing. I wanted it. As it turns out, she was a Christian girl, and I didn't know that at first, but anyway, she invited me to church, and I just went along for the ride, really wasn't taking it too serious. But over time, a little bit at a time, I think God started changing me, and we moved to Illinois and joined a church. That was my first real journey in a church family. And when I met those folks and the connection over time and the friendships that I made and the support that you get in the church, I just couldn't help but get involved. And once I started, I got asked to serve and sing one time, scared out of my wits for the first time, singing in front of a bunch of Christians. I had no idea what I was doing. Judy and I sang a duet that day, and we got through it, and it changed my life. I mean, I'm so thankful that person asked me to step out of my comfort zone and serve. And really, since that day, I've never looked back. We served in that church for about 18 years, and always musically involved. Life was good. I was on having the mountaintop. I'm a Christian now, and things are going great. Finances are well. We're all working. Everybody's healthy. The kids are getting out of high school. We're working toward retirement. And then things changed. I got sick one day, and I went to the doctor, and they took some x-rays, and they called me on the phone and says, we need you to come back to the doctor and have some more tests done. So I went back, and they did a CT scan of my lungs, and they found that I have this disease called pulmonary fibrosis. Basically, it's I was told that I had a terminal lung condition that was going to progress over time. And typically, people that have it, the prognosis is usually 3 to 5 years from diagnosis. And man, that was like the bottom just fell out of my life. I couldn't believe it. What I was hearing, it's like, not me. I mean, I feel good. How can I have this? What happened? I don't get it. And I started having all these these questions, like, God, what are you doing to me? I mean, I've been playing guitar and serving in the church and trying to be faithful, and now this is what I get. Last year, the progression continued, and then the bottom really started falling out. I had to quit working, go on oxygen, get on disability, things that I never in a million years thought were going to happen to me. And I've been going through this, and the love and support that I've gotten here from all of our church family here, my brothers and sisters in Christ, has been amazing. But I got to a point after I got on oxygen, I thought, I don't know if I can do this anymore. The playing on the worship team and even leading worship became a struggle for me because I couldn't really sing anymore. I couldn't catch my breath. And I just thought, well, I'm going to have to hang it up. I'm done. I got this disease and I won't be able to serve God anymore, at least in this capacity. And every time I'm sitting at home, I'm struggling to breathe. But when I come here and I'm in God's house, in His presence, and the worship is going on, I forget all about it. It doesn't affect me. So I just said, we're going to keep doing this. I got to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing. And I know that the breath that I get, the strength that I get comes from Jesus Christ. He's the one that gives me the strength to be up here. It's not about me. It's definitely about Him. So if you don't think there's a place for you to serve here, He saved a wretch like me. I got a place, and I know there's a place here for you too. Come on, let's get at it.